The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for beer and sports talk and a whole lot more. Show 269 on this January the 16th, 2022. Brought to you by Manscaped and manscaped.com. Use promo code 1420SCAPED at manscaped.com today for 20% off and free shipping. And we have a little contest coming up later on today that we'll tell you about in Dave's Sporting the Manscaped t-shirt.
I'm actually representing.
For those of you who are watching on YouTube later on, you'll see that. Anyways, Dave, NFL Wild. Actually, no. First, let's get off to you. You went down to Montana. We talked about it off air. Your trip was cut short for reasons unbeknownst to you. But did you get a different kind of beer? What did you beer wise down there, anyways?
Beer wise, I managed to stop in the supermarket and buy some of my favorite, the Tamarack from Lanny's place. This is a hat trick IPA. It's from Lanny's McDonald's brewery in Lakeside, Montana. It's just awesome. It's the pale ale that I compare all other pale ales to.
Lanny's place, is that what it's called?
No, it's called the Tamarack, but Lanny McDonald owns it.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Lanny McDonald owns the Tamarack Brewery in Lakeside, Montana.
There you go.
In fact, my brother-in-law was there one time, and Lanny was there like with a broom and rake cleaning shit up.
Well, good.
And then he said, "Lanny, you don't got someone to do that?" No, I like doing it.
It's amazing. Actually, we'll get on to the show in a second here. It's amazing if you want alone time and you don't want to talk to somebody, put a broom or a rake in your own hands, and people will leave you alone for hours on end.
Not if you're Lanny McDonald, because my brother-in-law.
Because your brother went, but you know what I'm getting at, eh? Like, if you
exactly.
If you want to listen to a podcast or something, and you just how can I get rid of people? Put a broom in your own hands, and nobody will talk to you. Nobody.
Start cleaning.
Cleaning. Yeah, people disperse. They'll run the other way.
That dude's cleaning.
Dude's cleaning. Dave, NFL Wild Card Weekend this weekend, Super Wild Card Weekend as they're calling it now. Started that last year. Got going on Saturday afternoon. San Francisco and Seattle. That game kind of went as expected, but the big disaster of the weekend thus far. I mean, this one's 18-0 lead for Tampa Bay or Dallas beating Tampa Bay. But the big disaster on Saturday night, Jacksonville and the Chargers. I turned it off. I was watching the game, and then we went over to Browns and kind of was watching it a little bit. I peeked my head around the corner and saw the score was 27-0, and okay, good enough. And then 27-14 and on and on and on. What the hell happened there?
No doubt, because it's kind of funny because I was watching that game, and then when the Jags got that touchdown late in the first half, I said to myself, like, this game ain't over, because to have a 5 turnover in a half and
not put them away
and not be and only up by 20, like, that's, if they don't turn the ball over, right? Like, it obviously manifested itself. But that's like, if I'm San Diego or if I'm the Chargers, that Staley is gone. Coach is gone. You cannot do that. You cannot do that, especially with all the question marks hanging over his head from his dubious coaching last year that cost him a playoff spot by not going for the tie versus the Raiders. I think you got to fire that coach. Like, this is, you don't give up that lead. It's inexcusable.
See, when we were watching the game, like Deanne, she doesn't watch it all. We'll get into our picks, what happened with that on the weekend, but it's quite funny. I was thinking, Jesus, I've been saying all year long, and I have nothing to base this on, but I've been saying all football season long that there's something about Herbert I don't like, and I don't know what it is. And I said, now I have some ammo to say this is what I don't like about Herbert. Not that it was his fault, but he had a wide open touchdown about 4 minutes left in the first half that he should have completed. It would have been a 5 possession game, and then it would have been over. It's not his fault the way, but it was something I could laugh at. Well, there it is. That's what I've been preaching all season long about Justin Herbert, and he proved me right.
Well, it's kind of funny you got your cake and eat it too on that one.
Yeah.
Why? Because you've been pissing and moaning about Trevor Lawrence that you think he's a bust, but
Well, geez, he tried to piss that one away in the first. So
he
I kind of
did.
had my cake and ate it too with both guys because he threw the 4 interceptions in his first 5 possessions of that game on Saturday night, and it's crazy the way that game ended. What was like, and you're talking about Staley and the way he coached that game. There was 28 pass attempts in the second half, and I think it was only 8 or 9 running plays that they had when they had the ball. At that point, Dave, are you not just like you're just eating clock? Like you're more playing against the clock than anything else because you have enough points. Like
That's
just run it down. You get you do the snap count down to two or three or one. You mix it up to draw some offsides here or there, but to pass the ball that many times when you have a 27-point lead or whatever it was, I I don't understand it. And I'm not a football coach, never played the game in my life, just watched it my entire life. That was a huge mistake.
I completely agree with it. Like it's the clock is your foe at this point. If you want to pass it, fine. But we're talking small slants, little outs, screens. And then you got Eckler, who's one of the more productive backs in the league. Like this guy's a horse and he's trustworthy. Give it to Eckler. Throw those just in outs to
Little
Keenan
dink and
Allen.
dunk kind of plays and see you later.
Yeah, high percentage, like Kirk Cousin type shit. But no, like you got to kill clock. Just gain first downs, and that's it.
Don't even
And
score, because if you score, then you're giving the team the ball sooner. Like, don't score too quick. Like it's just you're like the clock was your friend that entire second half because and what happened was there is that San Diego got to them what Jacksonville got in the first half of that game. And it's just the way it turned out. Like it's a horrible, horrible coaching performance, I thought. Like just I didn't understand the way that game was played.
yeah, the I got no pity for Chargers on this one. Like they went out and decided to lose that game. On the flip side of coaching, that Doug Peterson, I don't know how they have pants that hold balls that big. Holy Christ. Like going for the 2 when you're down by 4, and then so now you're down by 2, and then so your field goal at the end of regulation wins it, and then that 4th down end around with Etienne.
Yeah.
Like just he showed it before when he was with Philly, the Philly special and what have you. Nice set of balls on Doug Peterson.
No, that was quite the game, and that's got to be the biggest disaster in sports history. I think that ranks up there with.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.